Hop off in the storytelling mode. I want to send a big shout out to the brother Deontay Scott. This brother, a loyal supporter, A1 Day 1, been supporting the channel. Bless the channel through Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Can't appreciate you enough. Deontay Scott. Now that we got that out the way, let's get it. Nolan in the window watching this shit. They got all the big brothers cuffed up and escorting them out. But then for the first time in a long time, Nolan sees Tion. But he getting brought off A block, handcuffed by the U.S. Marshals. So Nolan looking like, damn, they done grabbed him too. Tion come walking out with his head down, shaking his head. Nolan like, damn. Now I remember this shit. That situation had a lot of the good brothers paranoid. Cause we ain't know who they was grabbing. Turns out they was just looking for the big brothers, but we ain't know that at the time. And they didn't just stop in that Maryland penitentiary. As soon as they finished gathering everybody up in that pen, they went right across the street to BCCC and grabbed Uncle Ray up, rest in peace to him. Grabbed him out BCCC, took him in the feds. Then went up on that farm, hit that farm and grabbed some of the big brothers up there. The crazy thing was, by this time, they had made that Supermax building federal. They started calling it Chesapeake. They switched the name to Chesapeake. And they took and put a lot of the big brothers underground in that motherfucking Supermax building. Started hitting niggas with them federal RICO charges. At the time when that shit happened, I was personally in BCCC with Big Unc when they came over there and grabbed Uncle Ray. That was my location as far as the good brothers is concerned. I'm actually the one that told him to flush his cell phone. Facts. Because before the feds went in the penitentiary and grabbed all them big brothers, like the real soldiers they is, before they flushed their phones, they called across the street to BCCC and told us flush everything we had. Cause the feds might come over there and fuck with us. And sure as shit they did. So yeah, I'm the one told Unc flush his shit. And a couple months later, when I got knocked off in BCCC with a cell phone, and they sent me in the Supermax building, not to be held at Supermax, just for transportation. They held me over there till they sent me back up the farm. But I did get to come outside in the cages for one morning and holler at Unc. And Uncle Ray told me, he said, man, I appreciate you, man, for telling me to flush that phone, man, because they was looking for that motherfucker. Yeah. But anyway, I was literally in that Supermax building when all the big brothers was down that bitch on that RICO case. Because Uncle Ray had shaved his dreads off, he had the bald head. So that's when that shit was all over the news, where they was talking about niggas was in that pen shagging and dragging, eating lobster, smoking cigars, drinking Ciroc in that bitch. If you think I'm lying, pull up the news article about that Maryland penitentiary. Them feds went up in there. They talking about how niggas was fucking the COs in there. They put all kind of murder charges on niggas, talking about niggas ordering hits from the prison, which was bullshit, falsehoods. But that's what they charged them with. So after this happens, now it's a scramble for power. Who gonna be the big chief now? They done grabbed everybody. Not all the big brothers. There's still a nice amount left around. But mainly the ones that were so far away from the crime that the ones down the penitentiary and over BCCC was being charged with. Talking about the brothers all the way up in Cumberland, ECI, in some parts of H-Town, they ain't charged them. But all the ones that was in the Baltimore City region, like the penitentiary, BCCC, and some of the ones up on the farm, yeah, they went federal. But there was still some big brothers around. Mr. Morgan, Herman, all of them, they was gone. So a new big brother, a chief, was appointed up in that Cumberland region. But they kept his identity a mystery. If he wasn't a big brother, big chief status, he wasn't allowed to know who he was. Because of the situation, niggas ain't know who was telling. So that position had to be protected at all costs. Well, majority of the big brothers that end up getting grabbed up in that indictment end up getting time in the feds. Different sentences, different prison sentences. Tion end up getting 25 years in the feds. You know, they calculate that shit up by the months. However many months that is, he ended up with 25. In that RICO case, due to him, when he was up on that farm being flagged as a high-ranking gang member. So he went down for that. He never was charged for Officer O'Reilly. Nolan only had 2 more years left. Tion would have too if he wouldn't have got caught up in that federal indictment. However, 18 months later, Nolan get released to a halfway house. Jumped in the job pool, started working in the warehouse, driving forklift. After he completed the halfway house and work release, he went to go stay with his peoples. Mother had got clean, she wasn't on drugs no more. And eventually he signed up for classes at North American Trade School to be a diesel mechanic working on tractor trailers. After a year of that, he graduated, top of his class with honors. Got a job working on cars, tractor trailers, got him a little car, a little place, and he ain't looked back since. But no matter what, every week he made sure he sent Tion $50 commissary money. And and made sure he pressed 1 when he called, like real comrades do. What it is, it's your boy.